Hello, everyone. Welcome to Hello, everyone. George Cook here at Studio A. It's the local lens where we put a spotlight on a local guy. And today we're doing a spotlight on Brent Nickles, who's a new member of the Plex Collective. He just joined a few weeks ago. We had a presentation maybe a month or so ago, and he joined up. He sees the value in the space to kind of create content, do some broadcasting, podcasting, also really to collaborate and connect with other folks that are small businesses. That's the value that we bring here at Soundplex Studios and the Plex Collective. But we're going to kind of meet him today because we are going to put a spotlight on all our members. He's one of the founding members, and he's got an interesting story. He's got a lot of stuff going on. He has a business, but he's also starting a new brand, a personal brand, which I think is interesting because we all need to be, everyone, whether you're in business or you're an individual, it's all about yourself. I mean, brands are now people. Logos and themes are one thing, but a brand really should focus on you, the personality, you, the person, and what you bring to the table. And Brent brings a lot to the table, to say the least. But I'm going to introduce him now, and he's going to tell a little bit about himself and his journey. And we're going to talk, really just get to know him, because this is not about, spotlighting his business per se. It's about kind of getting to know Brent. And that's what we're all about. We want to find out what his story is, because everyone's got one, and he's certainly got a cool one. And we're going to talk about some cool things today as well. So Brent, welcome to the Local Lens. Glad you made it today. Appreciate it. So why don't you just open it up and just tell us a little bit about yourself, and even almost like how we met, but share some some basic history, so that way we can kind of understand you a little bit better, and then we'll take it from there.
Thank you, George. First of all, thank you. Thank you for inviting me to the space. If you haven't been here, you got to check out the Soundplex. It's just, you got to check it out. You can't even really describe it.
No, you can't.
It's just like a really cool place.
Yep.
So thank you. So, a little bit about me, I guess.
I know.
It's like,
where do you start?
Yeah. Why is that a tough question to answer? And I think the fact that it's a tough question to answer is not really saying anything about me, but saying stuff about like where this world is in like self-identity.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
It's like you want to ask yourself a tough question. Who are you?
Right. Yeah.
It's a really tough question.
It really is.
Right.
Because it's hard to summarize something that's very complex. I mean, it's your life, but it's difficult, and that's why I always like to start with that.
Yeah.
Because then I go down these rabbit holes, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah. So you stumped me right away there. So I'm Brent Nickles. For business purposes, founder of JDS1 Marketing, or co-founder with my wife Jen, and founder of Dental SEO Pros, which is another digital marketing agency. And we started that 4 years ago, and it's led us into this journey of essentially self-discovery.
Yep.
Right. Being an entrepreneur is more about understanding yourself, taking care of yourself, solving the problems, being authentic, and wow. And, before that, born and raised in New Jersey, went to college in New Jersey, got a job, not in New Jersey, in Syracuse, New York, but whatever, worked as, the thing, right?
Yep.
You go to school, you get a job, you go to work, right? And that was the thing. It was great.
Why is that?
Because that's
Yeah.
what it is.
I know.
Right? I mean, that's going to be 95% of people's story.
Yeah.
Right? And it's only those small percentages that really break out and do something different, because it's not that there's anything wrong with it, right?
I
It's
wonder, and Brett, I wonder if
is.
that's accurate. Like, it might even be less than 5%.
It could be.
Yeah.
It could. Yeah. You know what? I'm spewing out facts here. Someone fact check that. I have
Hold
no
on,
idea.
I'm going to do a fact check on that. I'm not going to do it right now. But
let's get the local lens.
I am going to check that number, because I think it might be lower.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's all right. I'll just want to take you full circle just real quick, So I worked as a mechanical engineer. Not really worked as a mechanical engineer, but that was my degree. I worked in construction management.
Right.
And, moved around and, started managing these big construction projects. And it was very exciting. I mean, high-end stuff like the Comcast Tower in Philly, right? The new Meadowlands Stadium, the Census Bureau in Maryland. big projects,
Right.
right? A mall in Waikiki in Hawaii, moving around, building this career, managing this work. Awesome,
That is
right?
awesome.
It was really cool. And then moved back here and was working in life sciences for Merck was the client, doing clean room construction and all the GMP work that comes involved with that. It was a really kind of technical and cool, but
Fascinating career,
it was awesome.
seems
I,
stimulating enough to stick with.
yeah, but just driving home one day, I decided that that was not going to work for me
Just
anymore.
one day, you're
Yeah,
driving home.
there's a little bit lead up to that, but I don't, as far as adding value to whoever's watching this, I'm not sure if maybe they want to hear it. I don't know,
Right.
but yeah, basically it was sort of like that.
Yep.
Like we're gonna change career paths. My wife Jen.
Were you married at the time? So you guys were both working in corporate jobs,
Yep.
married at the time,
Yep.
and then you decide you want to, get out of the corporate world. And did you have that discussion with your wife and say, this is what I want to do? Or was there just such synergy between the two of you that you both kind of by happenstance thought about the same thing at the same time?
Yeah, there's a little bit of both,
Right.
right? Because there was nothing wrong with where we were at. It was just a lot of work, right? We're a blended family, so we both had divorces that we went through. That's kind of a big part of the story. I've got 3 kids. She has 3 kids. We came together as a blended
The Brady
family.
Bunch sequel.
It's 3 boys and 3 girls too.
Are they, so give me the ages. Are they equal in age to each other, or is there like a big disparity?
So ages 10 to 20.
Okay. Oh,
Right.
that's good.
Yeah, it's perfect, right? It's just a nice little window there.
And you got the automatic babysitters.
Well,
More or less. Well, they're out
yeah,
of
they're now. It's like even the 10-year-old, he's like practically watching us, right? I mean, this day and age, you know.
Right.
So it's it goes like a 20-year-old, 19 or 18, 2 16-year-olds, 14 and 10. So now it's summertime, so we'll just even though their school's not quite over, but let's say it's over, right?
Right.
So now it's going to be 5th grade, 9th grade, 2 seniors or 2 juniors. My one just got shipped off to the Marine or shipping off Monday.
Oh, he's joined the Marines.
Joined the
Good
Marines.
for him. Yeah. Okay.
And then I've
Tell
got
him thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I've got college aged child who lives now at home as well. So it's, and we've got, I don't want to bore the listeners here, but we've got
We'll just edit it out.
Yeah, just edit this out. We've part of the starting this business had to do with solving the problem of our own life.
Yeah.
Right. Because the way we got together was very like in flow, right? We were like foundationally friends and, we just had a connection and we were helping each other like really navigate this confusing thing called life. And, we knew there was something better and greater and bigger than ourselves. And it made no sense to get together. None, because she's got to live up north where she's got her kids. I got to live down south. There's 100 miles between us.
Oh, so she's up in North Jersey. You're down in South Jersey.
Yeah, right. And so that's where the big drives are coming into play. For years, really, and still holding down our corporate
How'd you
jobs.
guys meet? Did you meet?
So we met through actually my sister is essentially what made us she was my sister's friend.
Oh, okay.
And she kind of invited her along to a fish show.
A fish show?
A fish as in PH.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, in Camden. I don't know what it changed so many times. I guess it was the Tweeter East Center, whatever it is. The waterfront. Yeah. Right. Yeah, and
that's cool.
Yeah, we end up hitting it off. I had a Italian combo from Wawa, and she was hungry, so I offered her half of it. I mean, that's really the good. That's how
beautiful.
That's how you got to do it.
Give me some tissues.
That's
man.
how you got to do it. And
that's
we played cornhole. We dominated the entire lot scene.
And then boom, love at first sight.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We just knew it was like, all right, we're power couples in the making here.
That's cool.
And yeah, it was great. It was and The day before that, actually, I had gotten this is crazy. The day before that, I'd gotten laid off from my construction job. Yeah, I was working at Jefferson Hospital for LF Driscoll at the time,
Right.
and it got into the phase of the project where they needed to get rid of people, and I guess my name came
So,
up.
so was that part of why you went and on your own because of the
No, not at
layoff?
all.
Okay.
That was just part of why that summer really was awesome because I didn't have to work.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Um,
Right.
but I got another job, pretty much right away. Same thing,
Yep.
construction management, and that's kind of how I got into the life science space is doing that. Um, but yeah, so I forget where we were on this, George, and I
Well, we
apologize
know you
about that.
got married. You got this big family. She lives up north. You live south. You're at one point you now move into one house altogether, right?
No,
Or
never.
so you guys
We
still live separately
Nope. We live in one house together, but we travel.
from one house to the next.
Yes. So we
So
live in the house with
so
3 kids down here, and then the next
oh,
week we live in a house with
with
the
three
other
kids
3
up there.
kids up there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, so okay. So when you go up north, does your ex take care of the three kids down?
Correct.
I got you. Okay,
Correct. It's 50-50.
that makes sense.
It does make sense, doesn't it? I'm surprised
That's
why
well.
more people aren't doing this.
That's what's. You might have come on to something
I mean,
that.
this is the way to do it, guys.
So instead of just talking about you and your business, let's talk about ways that we can kind of help people out that are divorced that have kids. I always say if you're going to get a divorce, you got to think about the kids. Okay, that's number one. And I don't understand these non-amiable divorces, and I get it because something happened that was, hey, I'll never forgive him or I'll never forgive her, yada yada.
Yeah.
But if you can kind of just lay down the weapons and kind of think about the children, et cetera, it kind of always bodes well, better for them anyway. So
Yeah.
so that's an interesting dynamic. So now you're shuttling back and forth. Well, let me ask you this. This is interesting because how much influence now the kids that were not your kids, um, do you have a lot of influence on their lives or is it not as much? I mean, probably
I would say, yeah. I mean, it's we're a family unit together when we're
right.
together,
Okay.
right? And it's not that much different,
Yeah.
right? And I love them very much. And I feel like sometimes I can get a little bit of an edge because I can talk to them a little bit more candidly,
Right.
right? So
Right.
like I'll leverage my position as stepdad to talk about certain things and to maybe teach certain lessons, as in like, hey, I know, this is just coming from me, but
Right.
like,
Right.
and
Right.
that also is a good, I don't know if that's a good or great thing, but that's kind of be like a style of communication and
Yeah.
connection, right? Play into that. But to really answer that question, they're essentially teenagers now. So
Right.
how much does teenagers even listen to any kind of adult?
Right. Probably very little,
Yeah, yeah,
but you can still have an influence because I think even the business side of things, like my son always knew me as my own business, because it was that long ago when I started. We always had those discussions, and he's now very entrepreneurial too. So there is an influence you have, even though they're young. They see what you do. They, oh, this is not traditional. And when I say not traditional, they may not know the difference, at
right,
that point.
yeah,
But as they get older, they start understanding it because I think entrepreneurship and going out on your own does feed into their lives a little bit more than you might think, and you have a big influence, and especially that both of you are that way.
yeah.
So your wife, is she a lot like you, or is there a lot of differences in regards to? Because I know you're both very athletic, and we'll talk about this trip you went on, which is fascinating. But is she very much like you? Was she in the same field, or did you guys just really connect? And I know you connected at the Fish concert, but uh, do you just complement each other? She does more of this, and you do more of that. Is it
Yeah.
more that way?
I would say, yeah, it's definitely the yin yang
Yeah.
type thing, right? Where we complete each other, but we're both very complete on our own,
Right.
which makes it really powerful.
Yep.
And I'd say the biggest like connection is the like-minded in, kind of the spirituality thing and the
Right.
mindset and, just the way, like the golden rule, right? Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you, be kind,
Yep.
just this energy of awesomeness, really, that she possesses. That I think there's a lot of that in common, where we believe like that if you continue to do the right thing and do it with complete intention, nothing can stop you.
Right.
Like there's really like what how could it?
No, I agree with you
It
100%.
just can't. So
Yeah.
like she's got that drive, I've got that drive. That's definitely a common thread. So it doesn't really matter what we do.
Right.
We just found each other and like
Yeah.
logically it wasn't going to make sense.
Right.
And like we like put ourselves in these boxes initially because obviously it didn't make sense. But then we were like, hey, let's open the box. Let's go.
There we go.
Okay, it's box.
Boom.
Boom.
So you both created your own business. Okay. It's one business and you both are partners.
Yeah.
Um,
It's two businesses.
it's two businesses.
It's two businesses.
So she does something just a little bit different than you do.
No.
But it's the same business.
It's the same business.
But it's two businesses.
But it's two businesses.
Okay, I get it. So how long you been doing this?
So 4 years.
It's 4 years.
Yeah, almost
Okay.
to the day, right? I guess next month will be our 4-year mark, or maybe August. So just a shade under 4 years.
Okay. And you've had some success. What is the skill set that you bring to the table versus what she brings to the table? Because I know you have to have something that you're really good at. You
Yeah.
know, any business person has something. And the fact that you have two people complement each other, the yin and the yang. So what skill set would you say to her, Jen, you bring this to the table? And what do you bring to the table? Is there a big difference in what you would answer to that?
Yeah. So I'll start with Jen because it's easier to understand someone else's skill sets. Kind of like the question we started out with, like,
Right.
who am I? Like,
Right.
yeah. So she has the ability to cut through noise.
Okay.
She's a lot of signal. Like she sees things quick,
Right.
really quick, identifies a problem, can solve it quick, can move on.
Oh, okay.
Right. I do not possess that. Right. I will see a problem, try to look at it a different way, try to make an excuse about this and that, the other thing. And like, whereas she'll get to the right answer a
Right.
lot quicker.
Okay.
Right. And that allows her to be, I would say, more on the, like the guidance, directional, like thing,
Right.
right? Whatever that is.
Right.
Like she knows how to not get sidetracked
Okay.
as easily as someone like me.
Right. So she doesn't have as much as the ADHD.
Yeah, I guess. I never thought of that. They had that. But yeah.
But
It's the
I think we all
entrepreneurial
have a
thing.
little bit of it. I
We
mean,
have
that's
to,
just- Yeah,
right?
you have to,
Yeah,
because
'cause-
that's what makes us unique, and
Yeah,
we
you
think
can't
outside
settle.
the box.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would say, as far as my unique abilities, it's I always say it's my radical transparency that allows me to make connections, and then it's my problem solving ability,
Okay.
right? Like I'm a good learner,
Right.
right? Like an engineer, like give me a set of directions.
And you're golden.
Whew,
Right.
I love me a good rule book,
Yep.
right? And because
That's good. That's a good quality.
I can
Yes.
follow them,
Yep.
right? Right. So, some people would say, well, like then that's not creative and this and that and the other thing. I don't care. I got creative Jen over here,
Right.
right? Kind of leading the pack. And then, I can kind of execute. So the project management is execution, good
Right.
at executing,
Yes.
right?
Okay.
But waffling on decisions,
Right.
right? Because,
Yeah.
decisions are hard. They take a lot of time to think about.
Yeah. You don't want to rush into anything.
Yeah,
because,
no,
it might change tomorrow.
of course. Yeah.
So that's a good segue into how often do you talk business? Because when I talk business with my wife, but it's not like all the time. We talk about other things because she doesn't work for me, or we don't work together in that regards. But because you're in the business together, does it take up a lot of your conversations together, or do you kind of do small talk still too?
That's a great question. And I would say we've managed to make our business part of our life
Yeah,
where I don't even think about that as a question.
right. Because it's
It
just
just
you'd
it
rather talk about that anyway because it's
Yeah,
fun to
we're
talk about.
excited about it,
Yes.
right? And so I think more in the question maybe that you should be asking is how much do the kids get in the way of the business? No.
A lot. I would imagine a
No,
lot. Yeah.
I shouldn't say that because it's like, the family is, family, finances, faith,
Oh yeah.
friends, like all the F's,
Yep.
right? Super important, right? It's the non-negotiable. Without it, like why? Why do
Right.
anything if you don't have all those connections and all those things that you do things for? Fine. Agreed. Got me. But still, like that those things, sometimes you don't want to deal with a lot of the
Right.
stuff and like, the back to school night. I mean,
Really?
really? Like like I don't know. I guess like this is gonna come off wrong, but like a lot of that stuff is just like,
It's silly.
yeah,
I saw a car. This is hilarious. I saw a car all decked out. I mean, decked out. The kid graduated to kindergarten. So he's out of pre-K going into kindergarten. You would think he got his MBA. And I'm like, what is this? This person decorated their car because the kid graduated from pre-K.
yeah,
What's that class like? I mean,
yeah.
it, I, I know people, they love their children and they're always going to like, they talk about them all the time and they want them to be successful, et cetera, et cetera. But I think that's going a little bit too far, and you have to really be, because you're in a business, you're both very busy. Sometimes you got to discriminate and say, hey, we're the back to school night. We're going to maybe, minimize that a little bit,
Yeah.
and maybe
Oh,
we'll get
don't
you a notebook and we're done.
we still go.
You have to. You
Yeah.
got no choice. You
And
got to meet all the teachers.
yeah, we're
Yeah,
very excited about
right.
it. Yeah.
I'm sure you are.
Yeah.
It looks like you're
Hi.
you're pumped. You can't
Yeah,
wait till
pumped.
September.
Yeah. And then kids sports.
Oh yeah. Oh, I don't
And
know. I don't know how you're going to keep up.
you can't.
No.
You can't. And someone was asking me like, "Oh, how do you keep all the schedule?" I don't look too far ahead. I did tomorrow and today,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So he's like, "Well, how do you plan?" Like, "Whoa, you start doing that, and then you just like you're done.
You're
You
gone.
just like
Yeah, you're
you
gone.
can't figure it out."
Because there's so many
Right?
sports now, and everyone wants their kid to be a superstar, obviously. So they put them in these programs. I mean, we went through it, but we only had one kid, and it was sometimes there was two sports in one day. Which
Yeah.
is crazy. Now you got three kids. You're shuttling them everywhere.
Yeah.
You
Three.
know.
Yeah. 3 kids times 2.
Ex-
Yeah. Yeah. And there's a lot of shoveling.
Yeah.
Like so even this week, it's like we have 8th grade graduation up north. We have high school graduation down south.
Wow.
It's like, and
On
Jen's
the
like,
same day.
yeah. And Jen's like, I'm gonna come to Tyler's. He's graduating, he's going to the Marines. It just kind of sucks.
Oh yeah.
Because 8th grade is, I mean, it's not a small one. It's not the
No, going
MBA
high school.
preschool one.
Right.
Right. That's a little bit bigger of a deal. Nothing's quite
that's over
that.
the top.
Right. But so like those things come up all the time. That's
Right.
kind of like, it's just hard to deal with
Yep.
because you want to do all things. And like, especially when it comes to the kids, it's like there's a tremendous responsibility to teach them the right way to act and think
Right.
and do all the things.
Yep.
And it's like, but the world's teaching them another way.
Right.
And it's,
Which is unfortunate.
but it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Well, what's also tough is that you're running a business and you have these children. That's tough to balance. Because business takes a lot of time. You can't just It's not a cakewalk. It's never a cakewalk. Every day is a challenge, and sometimes some days are harder than others.
Yeah.
So balancing all that out has got to be a challenge for you both. And I know you have a staff. I know we talked briefly about your business, and you have people, you have employees, which is great. What's some of the bigger challenges, because now the kids are getting older, they are being more involved. Do you see the kids actually taking a part in your business at some point? Like, is there a segue there that the kids can be involved, even as young as high schoolers, because what you're doing, and why don't you share, some of the business that you do so we understand all that. But tell us a little bit about maybe bringing the kids along into that fold at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. So we were on the back porch of our house in Medford Lakes, and we knew we were on to something with the business we were creating. And it was like, well, what are we going to name the business? Oh, this is exciting. We get to name something.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Right. So after some back and forth, we created it for a solution for the kids, right? Because we know like our corporate jobs can only take us so far,
Right.
and we would lose time with them. We would lose opportunity, right? And so it was a dream solution, right? So
Oh,
we're like, oh,
okay.
it's dream solution. Then and then Jen and Brent shortened up as Gent, so it became Gent Dream Solutions, and we're like, that's our company name.
Ingenious.
Let's go. Let's go. And then, 6, 7 months into it, 6, 7, we decided, like I was introducing, Gent Dream Solutions, Gent Dream, like, so, and, someone actually, and I got involved in these business groups. Part of the big progress was getting around more successful people and learning, right? Now we're business owners, it's different stuff. So
Yep.
I get in different networking groups, and one of them is with David Meltzer, who's awesome. I'm still in this group, and his entrepreneurial journey. He had a company called Sports One Marketing, and I was like, "Well, that's really cool." And so we, I don't steal it, but like we were influenced by that name, and
Another way to say it.
we called it JDS One Marketing. I told him, he's like, that's brilliant, right? So like it's it's all
That's
good.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now JDS, which is Gent Dream Solutions, JDS One Marketing, out of Dave, who
Yep.
actually there's other stories there. He's a client of mine too, which is cool because he's bigger name, notable.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're
Gives
growing.
you a good reference.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Right. I want to actually bring him down here. He does a lot of events, and I think he would love this place. But in any case, there's a lot of different mentors that I had, that have really helped me. And I guess let's just move on to the mentor talk. What was the original?
No, we were
discussion?
just talking
my
about
name, my name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to finish that
Yes.
thought. Let's finish that thought too. So the kids are going to have a role, because how could they not?
Right.
How could they not? They're going to see what we've created
Yep.
as a legacy type thing, right? And we have goals, right? The goals are, we like to do a lot of travel. We're very active. We love snowboarding. We love the beach.
Yep.
And surfing, and I like to sup paddle. That's what I like to do. And so we're going to have a place in Vermont where, at this point, essentially we're building it for our grandkids now, because it's we're here raising these kids. We can't really go to Vermont. What I'm saying? It doesn't make sense now, but we're still there in our minds. We're
Right.
already there, right? We're living this right now.
We're in Vermont.
It doesn't matter.
Oh.
It might not even. It
you
might not
haven't decided.
Yeah,
You
it might
haven't
not even
thought-
be in Vermont.
Okay.
It might. It's a place
Right.
to go that is going to be like lake house,
Right.
ski house thing. We just calling it the Vermont house for now,
Right.
but that's part of the Gent Dream Solutions.
Okay.
So Gent Dream
Oh,
Solutions.
so you're thinking way ahead. So you're building, or you're planning a foundation for for legacy, or
Yep.
for the family, or
Yep.
the extended
They
family.
can get away with. They can go up there, and when we're not in the house, I want to treat it as like a retreat type place for
Right.
other events. Maybe like turn it into a little Plex Collective or whatever.
There you
Like
go.
have it nice, be big enough so it can house those
We could
people.
do our retreats there.
Whatever, right? Yeah, why not? Right. And then we're going to have another house in Hawaii, which is going to be the same kind of thing, except that's more a little destination and more beach vibe.
Right.
Right. And we're going to split the time there, and we're going to make sure all the kids get an equal piece of it. And and then when we're not in those places, we're going to make sure it's designed and set up to help people, right? To be a place where people can actually think and understand themselves, and like get a break from the noise that's this life that we've all created around us,
Right.
especially here in New Jersey.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hustle bustle, to say the least, right? And like the keeping up with the Joneses, all that stuff. It doesn't really even need to happen.
No,
because your Jones is already inside you,
exactly. You
right?
know what you want. You know what your desires are, and it doesn't matter what someone else has or does.
Yeah,
It makes no difference
yeah,
because you got to be sold on your own plan, and that's it. But that's a great plan. I mean, I like it because I like, and we could talk about this because I know you're athletic. You paddleboard, you surf. You just went to Mount Everest, which is unbelievable.
yeah.
That's a passion of mine. I said before I die, I got to get to Everest base camp. I don't got to climb the mountain, but I got to get to base camp. So let's sidetrack there
Sure,
because I think it's in business you got to be healthy, no question about it. I, my wife and I are like we're all about health. Okay, what we eat, what we do each and every day makes a difference. And I'm still very active. I still run. I can still do the things that I did back in my 30s. We like to hike, etc. But Mount Everest has always been like, I got to go there one time. Now, maybe in the next 10 years, I'll definitely get there. But you explained to me, you went to base camp of Everest, which is at 18,000 feet. Um, and it's not too treacherous getting there. Maybe the most dangerous thing is flying into that one airport,
could
which
be.
is great. But you didn't fly; you took a helicopter, which is
Yeah,
way better.
yeah, yeah.
But tell us, summarize in a little bit the trip itself and what it meant to you, because both you and your wife went, and we've gone to the Tetons, we've gone to Arizona, we've gone to Bryce Canyon, Zion, climbed Angel's Landing. We do all this stuff, but Mount Everest is the creme de la creme, because it's just the vista alone.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that trip and why you decided to go, because I got to know what motivated you to go there. What was it about Everest that said, I got to go there?
Okay. Uh, yeah. So thank you for asking this question. The We try to go away regularly,
Yes.
like a big trip,
Yep.
so we can experience life, and all that there is out there, because I mean, like, let's get real. There's a lot out there,
Oh, yeah.
and there's a
Tons.
lot, and the more that we know, the more that we learn, the more that we develop. Like, the more I realize that I don't know anything,
Right.
right? Like, I like this much,
Yep.
and like, I'm gonna learn something today, so now I'm gonna like realize I know a little bit less,
Right.
and I'm just gonna know less and less and less and less and less. Anyway, so that's why we like to travel.
Yep.
Um, and we were talking about places, and she's always wanted to go to base camp, Jen.
Okay.
And I'm like, this is me. Like, what's that? Like,
That's
I was
cool.
like, yeah, that sounds good, right? And so like we looked it up, and we're like, wow, this is really cool. Let's we should plan this. Like, when are we gonna plan this? And she's like, oh, well, we're gonna do this one. Like, we're gonna do Machu Picchu. We're gonna do that. Like, let's just get it all stacked up so we can figure it out and get. You got to organize this a little bit, right? We At the time, we were in like a group meditation program, doing Sabra Kriyo, Subra Kriyo. Like, it's a type of yoga
Right.
movement meditation. We're in that group, and the leader of the group was taking people to Mount Everest base camp, literally in the group the next day after we decided we wanted to pan to base camp in our she's like,
Yeah.
I'm planning a trip.
Yep.
We're like,
Universe is talking to you.
we're in.
Yeah.
We're in right now. Let's sign up right now. We signed up right then.
That's
The
awesome.
next day. Okay, well, when was it?
Right.
It's like, oh, it's that day. Okay, the schedules are cleared.
Unbelievable.
And so things are happening like that all the time, right?
That means you're on the right path.
Yeah,
That's the way it works.
we got to get out of our own way, George.
Yeah.
And when we try to grab onto this control, it ends up keeping us back.
Yeah. You can't fight it.
You can't fight it.
No. And it's almost like a stone rolling down the hill. You just want to go with it. And there's a lot of things that you do that you just say, just go with it and kind of like let it take its course. Because all the things that you said early on about working hard and having the F's, the foundation, friends, family, I'm a big believer in all those things. And I think if you follow the right path and you believe in those things very strongly, all those things kind of, and that's kind of what happened here, which is a beautiful thing. But, we're on the same page there, and seeing all that trip kind of just take shape, and all of a sudden you're going to base camp, and these people that you met, boom, you're going. And then you have this unbelievable trip.
Yeah.
And you're seeing something that very few people have seen. which is, you can see pictures all day long. It doesn't do it.
Yeah.
Every time you go out to the mountains, you take pictures of your little hiking trick, and then you look at them on the camera. It's like, this is a joke. It's not even close.
Yeah, I know.
And it would be the same thing about Everest. You got to
Yeah.
go there to kind of feel
Yeah.
the majesty of the moment and the place, which
Yeah.
is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Was there a lot of spiritual stuff there? Like, I know that's a spiritual
100%.
place. Yeah.
Very,
Yeah.
very spiritual.
Right.
Like there was like this calming, big, silent sound
Yeah.
that just it was like a heaviness, and it really cleared your thoughts. And hiking 90 miles, with like all you had to do was hike to tea house about 6 to 11 miles each, set up camp there, then go the next day.
And then you have your cup of tea.
And you have your tea. You have your tea, your tea house. And oh man, what was the main thing that they served there? I forget.
How was the food? Like, what do you eat?
I forget what it is.
Like a lot of rice and
Yeah, it's like
Asian food.
Oh man, my memory sucks. I forget what it is, but it was something.
Right.
And it was like they served it every single time.
Right.
Yeah.
And was there, when you're traveling with a group of 6 people and you had a few Sherpas, did you have like a yak carrying stuff, or you're backpacking?
No.
Everything?
Okay. So we had there was a group of 6 of us. We had 3 Sherpas like guiding us
Right.
on the trail and stuff. And then there was 3 porters who basically carried all our stuff, and whatever we needed for the day, we had on our back. We had little.
So you had a light pack, like maybe a 10-pound pack.
It was 25L pack from
Okay.
REI. That's
Okay.
it. And that was what we.
Did you have to do any snow? Like, not a lot of snow on the way up. Maybe at base camp or some.
So one of the hikes after base camp, it was called Chola Pass. We hiked up a glacier.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful,
Right.
right? But you had to put the crampons on,
Right. Okay.
and that had
some pitch to
that
it.
had some technical stuff to
Okay.
it,
That's cool.
right?
Did you have to climb on ladders like they do on the
Little
ice
bit.
fall?
There was some ropes.
Okay.
I recommended taking the ropes
Right.
because they're there, right? And you got to Chola Pass, and there was a charging station for your phone. I swear to God.
Your phone didn't even work up there.
No.
There's no cellular towers there.
Because it was like this one little solar panel, and then like this little thing, and it was like I was like,
Oh, maybe it's a satellite phone.
well, no, it was a solar charging station.
Right.
Yeah. It's like cool.
You didn't call the office at all for the whole 25-day trip?
No, actually I did. I had like 1 or 2 things I had to take care of.
Okay.
So then the Wi-Fi was really bad.
Right.
So in a couple cases, had some 3G T-Mobile pop up.
That's cool.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do a little thing with
Right.
work on the fly. Right. But yeah, T-Mobile for the win.
Was it cold like at night? Like what's the temperature?
It's freezing. It's like
it's going down below zero.
Below zero.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was really cold.
Right.
And most of the tea houses didn't have any kind of heat. So you basically went to sleep with all these layers on, and your mummy
But
sack.
were the day trip, like, did it warm up a little bit during the day?
Oh yeah, it did. It was probably like maybe 40-ish.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 45.
That's not bad.
Right? Yeah. And like when the sun like shines down on you, like you're waking up and you layer.
Right.
And then by the time you're up there, you've got like 3 sweatshirts hanging off your hip or wherever you're putting them in your pack.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It was the whole experience was unbelievable, George. I think the main thing I got out of it was, reduce clutter, right?
Right.
Like it was interesting. I came back, and the first thing I want to do is clean out all my stuff. Like I want to clean out my closet. I want to clean out my shed. I want to clean out the garage.
Wait till my wife hears that, because I'm a pack rat. Like,
then you're gonna
I'll go there. She'll say, George, go to base camp.
Go to base camp now.
And then I'll start clearing stuff out.
Yeah, it was very clearing.
I'll have to mention that to her tonight.
Making room, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of symbolism behind all that stuff. And
that does make sense, that you would get that feeling of clearing out clutter, because you don't really need much.
I know.
You really don't, because you're going with a backpack, light backpacks, and some porters got a few other things. But you're probably wearing the same underwear 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row, and you're not washing your clothes anywhere, right?
Nope.
You're just
and it's
hucking them up.
Yeah, and it's interesting. It doesn't really bother you. It's just like that's just the way it is.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. So I know you do a lot of other athletic things, and we'll kind of summarize this because we'll finish up because I know we're not talking about your business yet. We talked about the introduction of your business and why you call it what it is, and we're going to do another episode down the road. And we'll talk more about your business, but we wanted to kind of get an idea about what you're all about because you're a member here. You joined. There was something that drew you into this place, and then when you were here for that first presentation you were fascinated. So tell us what this place can mean to you, and then we can kind of finish up and talk about what we're going to do the next time because I think everything kind of evolves
Yeah.
and nothing stays the same when you because it's a very dynamic place and hopefully this place kind of inspires you to do things that are different and out of the box but help your business to grow. But tell us a little bit about when you came here and what you felt about the place and why you kind of came on board with us.
Yeah. So you know the Who Not How Ben Hardy book?
I've heard of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've not read it though.
Yeah. So I just want to talk about Ed for a second
Okay.
because we were experiencing this doing this business, right? Trying to learn the things, getting the clients, serving them. We knew how to do it, but the getting clients is a different thing,
Right.
right? It's like that's part of the business though, right?
Yep.
And so we joined a lot of networking groups trying to build trust, and that's how we were getting a lot of things. I met Ed at like a positivity conference that the one of the BNI members that I was a member of BNI at the time was like, "Hey, you want to come to my Rotary Club?" And this guy's speaking about positivity and positive thinking. I think it'd be right up your alley. Yeah, it is absolutely right up my
Yeah.
alley. Let's go.
Yep.
Right. I'm sitting next to Ed there, and we just started talking. Like,
Ed
hey,
Bordy.
Ed Bordy.
Yep.
Yeah, Ed Bordy. So we just started talking. Right. What do you do? I'm like, I own an SEO agency. Digital marketing. He's like, yeah, tell me more. Right. And I started basically explaining the same business that he was already an expert in
Right.
and had about a decade and a half more experience than
Yep.
me. Right. And he's like, I think I could really help you out. I was like, really? Like, let's go. How does that work? He's like, I don't know, but like, let's make it work.
That's cool.
Right. And so, really, he kind of carved out a little coaching program. And, we set up like a little bit of structure and he taught us a lot of stuff. Right. And so, and like our business is really thriving right now with a lot of the same principles that was built upon like his direction.
Yep.
Right. So that's really cool. How cool is that?
Yeah, that's
Like,
real cool.
yeah, real cool.
Yeah.
So my connection to the place is Ed because when I'd come to visit him,
Right.
he was perched over here in your office that was a little disattached.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, you got to check out this place. And I'm like, what place? He's like, you never checked out the Soundplex? I'm like,
That's right. You were here before that
Yeah.
presentation.
yeah. I was like, no, I never like what Soundplex? Like
Right.
that building over there?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, come check it out. And he took us in here, Jen and I, when we were over there, kind of talking shop about.
Did I meet
business.
you guys then at that time?
You did one of the times, like just briefly, but it was more at an event.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
It wasn't at like, the private ed show
I got
of
you.
the Soundplex.
I got
so so the place was kind of like, that was interesting. Right. And then you kind of like
Right.
go off your busy day. And then the networking thing, we got connected like, in that Maven group that we're part of. And it was like,
Yeah, that was weird.
I know
Yeah,
George.
right.
Like, I know George. Like, I've met him. Like, he knows me. I'm like, hey, but let's connect.
Right.
And you're like, actually, tonight I'm doing this thing. I think it was either that night or the next night.
Yeah, it was pretty close.
Yeah, it was like,
Yeah,
I'm like, could be right up your alley.
Yep.
And so I'm like, yeah, I'll go. Let's go. And so, as it turns out, definitely right up my alley. It's like, hey, how about we make this place for people to get together and really collaborate and grow their business? Okay, well, how is anyone not all about that?
Yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Right.
Right. And so yeah, I'm excited to be, more involved in the place.
Yep.
I'm excited to, help whoever I can help. I do believe that the fastest way to get to where you want to be is to help others.
Yeah.
Right. because it just exponentially. I mean, you don't have to do it like selfishly, like I'm helping you so I can like because if you do it like that, the energy's not there,
Right.
right? You have to have the universe knows,
Oh yeah.
right? Yeah, the universe it'll spit you back out
Yep.
if you have bad intentions,
Yeah.
So it's like be careful what you wish for, and be careful what you think. You can't really control your thoughts, but you can control your actions. So like be careful to like make sure your thoughts are positive and make sure you're doing things that are actually true to your intention.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden
Boom.
it opens up.
Yeah.
So that's maybe a long-winded answer to my connection to the Plex Collective and why it was pretty much a no-brainer.
Yeah. And I think that's a common, you know, you summarize it real well because I'm doing this to help others as well. And I built this place not knowing exactly what it was going to turn into, but now knowing, really knowing, zeroed in on, yeah, this is what this place is all about because the people that come in here are fascinated for one thing. And then they share. And like you said early, you're very transparent. I mean, you're very honest. I mean, you tell it like it is.
Try. Yeah.
And that's great because that's what I want people to say. I mean, I want them to be honest and be transparent and maybe, that helps them get through the roadblocks that they're in because sometimes people are hard to be honest with themselves. They're fighting this battle day in, day out, and they're just not being honest with themselves. So be true to yourself and kind of follow that path of kind of, what the universe is telling you, for lack of a better word. But I kind of believe in that because I've had some experiences myself that kind of really tie things into, that whole, universe thing. And my wife talks about it all the time, but I'm a big believer in that. And I think that's what I'm trying to do here. And we're starting to gain a lot of traction, which is great. So I want to thank you for coming out here today. I appreciate it. One of the founding members, Brent Nickles, we're going to talk to him again next month. But folks, Local Lens, Soundplex Studios, Plex Collective, we're having another meeting next week on June 25th. So if we can get some of this clip out there before then, maybe we'll share that with some of the folks. But Brent, that was a great interview today. And next time you bring Jen, because I want to get the real
Yeah, the
true
real
story
story. Yeah, yeah.
about Brent
You got
Nickles.
the Brent slant. Yeah.
But folks, thanks for showing up, and I appreciate it. And we'll see you soon.